Hey there, everyone! Before we get started on the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'll be doing another lore dive segment. This time, however, it'll entail what goes on after the Bahamut fight and the events that transpire afterwards. There will also be another lore dive similar to this one, but shorter, midway through the video as well. Feel free to skip both of them using the timestamps in the description down below to see only the fights that I've gone through. But, in all honesty, why would you want to skip such juicy details such as these? That is, of course, if you are curious. Anyways, without further ado, let's just jump right into the action. Alright, starting from where we left off, Clive and Joshua, the two icons of fire, ended up defeating Bahamut, the Warden of Light, as well as the Emperor of Dragons. While Joshua quickly secures Prince Dion, the dominant of Bahamut, Clive proceeds to destroy the Mother Crystal, saving the world from total destruction by the overwhelming power that is Bahamut's Zeta Flare, which, by the way, is definitely way better than Donald Duck's Zeta Flare from Kingdom Hearts 3. Let's be for real here. And let's just check out the comparison between the two, just so you get my point. That was Bahamut's Zeta Flare. Now let's see Donald's next.
No! Donald! No!
Now, as you can see here, there is only one difference that I see here, and that is that one Zeta Flare can destroy an entire planet, much like the Death Star from the Star Wars series, while the other one is only capable of destroying a single target, maybe even more than that, if it has been tested as such, with the cost of all of your magical power. Regardless, though, I think we all know who the winner is in this scenario. Anyways, moving on. After all was said and done, Clive and Joshua, along with the lovely Jill, were finally reunited after 18 years. Yes, that is correct. 18 years. This is them at ages 15, 15, and 10 respectively. And then these are them 13 years later. And then this is them now in the present day, 5 years after. Feel free to do the math if you want, or not. It's totally up to you. Now, enough sidetracking. We now move on to where Dion wakes up and sees his supposed younger brother, Olivier Lesage, and then proceeds to throw his spear at him and sees that he was a puppet of Ultima this whole time. Remember that name for later on because he is the main antagonist of this whole game. Anyways, as I was saying, after killing his younger brother, as brutal as that was, he then goes unconscious after seeing his father one last time, and Clive and the gang end up having to help him. But not before Clive takes the iconic powers for himself, and then all of a sudden sees a memory from before the destruction of the Crystalline Dominion. Now, for the purpose of not making this whole thing longer than it needs to be, I'll just be skimming through parts of that scene in particular and tell you all about the Lesage family. starting with Olivier, born from his father Emperor Sylvester of Senbrec and Queen Annabella, formerly the Queen of Rosaria, and the one responsible for the suffering Clive had to endure for all these years up until this point. Now, normally, I wouldn't call any woman a female dog, but in this case, she is the exception. Ahem. Moving on. Dion tells his father that Annabella is the one responsible for changing his perception on things, and that Olivier must not be made to be emperor, because obviously he is just a child. But this whole story is built on a medieval fantasy, so of course there's going to be weird concepts like that in it. Anyways, as Dion proceeds to talk things out with his father, the king, Sylvester refuses to listen to him, but everyone knows as much as Dion does that he is being toyed with by her, of all people. Now, Olivier, while playing with his toy, tries to reassure Dion that the power of Bahamut can win him the world. But Dion was like, nah, I'ma do my own thing, and throws his spear at him, but Sylvester takes the hit, and everybody starts freaking out, except for Olivier, who gets off his throne and tells him to go fight against Mythos. In case you were wondering, that's what Clive is called by some people like Ultima. And that, ladies and gents, and everywhere in between, was how Dion went all berserk and transformed into Bahamut in the first place. Afterwards, we see Annabella on the floor and Joshua, having some empathy left towards his mother, lends a hand to her. But all of a sudden, she decides to freak out and attack him with her sword. Probably because of a curse put on her by Ultima. Now, I'm gonna skip this next part coming up because the mother ends up game ending herself, and we all know what YouTube is like when that stuff happens, whether IRL or in video games. Just letting you guys know that that's what happened. Anyways, after all that happened, Clive, Jill, and Torgal, riding upon Phoenix's back, escaped the calamity that was brought upon at the Dominion. Meanwhile, Ultima starts monologuing and ends up creating a storm of ancient black magic known to him and some others as Primogenesis. A cursed spell that brings upon an infinite supply of Akashic soldiers to attack townspeople across all of Valisthea, including all of Ash to the east. Now, with all the crazy stuff that's been happening up until this point, I'm already used to it by now, so you don't have to worry about me in that regard. Anyway, speaking of Ash, there is a cutscene that shows Barnabas talking with multiple illusions of people who have already perished, including his own mother. And everybody in that scene is bark naked, so I'll have to skip that one for the sake of monetization purposes. Feel free to check it out for yourselves. But I'm going to continue with the last bit of information here regarding their next plan of action. So everyone was caught up to speed on what happened because of the memory that Clive had when absorbing the essence of Bahamut. They then start to talk about stuff related to Ultima, including how Clive is to be his next vessel, and that obtaining all the Icon's powers, along with destroying the Mother Crystals placed all over Valisthea, was all part of his master plan. Also that Joshua supposedly had Ultima under control through the use of a seal on his chest, which only made to hurt him in the long run. But it was only a portion of Ultima that he took in that whole time. The same way that Olivier was born as a puppet to Ultima, which is scary to say the least. But then Tarja, the Hideaway's medic, comes in and informs them that Gav, best guy and best scout in all of Sid's crew, has gone to Canver. They all go to Vivian's strategy room, and Otto, the chief steward of the hideaway, tells them that Gav has gone to help Sid's adopted daughter Mid and Clive's uncle Byron from the Akashic forces that are invading the place, which is our next destination. However, there are Akashic forces everywhere, so Clive and the gang have to help out as much as they can in Senbrek, Rosaria, and Delmechia respectively before heading over to Canver. This is where it all begins, so hope you all enjoy the rest of the video. See you all very soon.
Clive, look!
I see them. With me!
Wind! Should I prime?
No. Save your strength. Over here!
Wind!
And another! Stay down! Nice try. Let's try. Get over here!
Wind!
Falcon Punch!
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first. All yours, Torgal! Stay down!
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
So Wade,
Lord Rossfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it,
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
we can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty.
You're too slow! You're too slow! You're too slow!
Let's try.
Get over here!
Win!
Falcon Punch!
Let's try. Stay down. Fool. They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
There's more! This Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, Sir Wade. Shall we?
Punch! Win!
You're too slow! You're too slow! You're too slow!
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
You're too slow! You're too slow!
They mean to overwhelm us. All yours, Torgal. This one. Torgal, kill! It's over! Get over here!
Win!
I'm not dead yet.
Falcon Punch!
Where are they? These creatures. Does Ultima's reach extend this far? What the hell? Where is your master? What does he want?
You've caused quite the commotion. But then I would expect no less from you, Muthos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced. You were in my family's crypt, and now you're here, with an army of Akashic thralls.
Sorry to interrupt you, but what Clive means by that is that this guy came in and knocked Kupka out after the fight at Rosaria Castle, and then he brought him to Drake's Fang in southern Dalmekia. Yeah, people are gonna start wondering why I don't add the cutscenes after the results screen of each fight. And my answers to all of that is that I always like to make space on my hard drives. And I don't want to drag things out as long as it needs to be. Hopefully y'all can understand. Now enough chatter. Back to the video.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit one's unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty. The vessel shall not be spoiled. I am Sleipnir of House Harvard, and you will yield. Or not. As long as you don't hold back.
To me, Flames!
Get over here!
Falcon Punch! Falcon Punch!
Little trick.
You will forgive me if my performance seems uninspired. It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one. Perhaps this will kindle your flame?
What now?
A gift from my liege lord's armory. Gungnir. Watch closely, Mythos. Yes! Yes!
Get over here!
Falcon Punch!
One is seldom enough. Would you not agree?
Actually, I wouldn't.
You're too slow! You're too slow! You're too slow!
Falcon Punch!
Enjoying yourself? Too slow. Nice try.
New thoughts.
I were right, Clive. My dad had it all worked out.
He'd be proud of you, Mid. His writings may have helped, but this achievement is all yours. Can we catch them?
The Aina is one of the largest, fastest vessels ever built. And it won't help she has the wind at her back. Any other ship would be hard-pressed to keep pace with her, let alone reel her in. But this isn't any other ship. This is the Enterprise! And the world's never seen anything like my dad's engine.
It certainly hasn't.
Clive, what do you know of Barnabas Thumb?
Only what the bards sing. And he sailed to Ash from southern lands. That it was his mastery of the blade which won him the throne. And that his sword, Odin's sword, can sever the very threads of creation. But don't lose any sleep over a last tilt. We'll do what we must to survive.
What we must.
The light!
I thought this cove was meant to be hidden.
Mid! Company!
Eh?
We'll hold them off until the ship is ready. But hurry!
Alex! All hands! Man your stations!
Everyone with me? Here they come! Mid needs every moment we can give her!
About that number, Cam?
How are we doing, Mid?
I thought you said that ship was fast! I haven't felt this alive in 20 summers! Come on, then! Which of you lot fancies meeting Ogre Killer
bandits!
I thought it was called Hop.
Don't let the coffin be cursed. We don't to pay and I'll be damned if I'm going first.
Get over here!
Falcon Punch!
That was easy enough.
All right, you lousy lot. Get your asses on board. She's ready to sail.
You heard the captain?
Clive.
But I thought he was...
Confounded. Then it is as I feared. Sleipnir is no man, but a creation of Odin.
Phoenix's fiery fundament. Have you no normal enemies?
Up for another round?
Of course we are. Right, Lord Rosfield? My boy, there was a time people called me the Executioner. Or was it my axe? No matter, heads will roll all the same.
Mate! New plan! You leave! We follow!
Follow? Swimming, are you? Oh, bother me! Weigh anchor! Engine's dead slow ahead!
Have care, my friends. 'Tis not blood that runs through a Negan's veins. These foes will not fall easily.
But they do fall. Like oaks before a woodman's axe. Good thing I brought one!
How long are we meant to keep this up?
As long as it takes. Unless you have a better idea.
Well, I've already killed at least 5 of the bastards.
Fuck it! Let's do the lot!
Should we make for the ship?
Not yet. Wait for my signal.
In your own time, Clive!
Jill!
You came.
Get back!
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Hands! Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
You're probably wondering, why is Jill locked up in a cell? Well, to answer that, here's the rundown of what happened. After fighting off against Sleipnir of House Harbord, Barnabas shows up and challenges Clive to a duel, all while telling him that he is to become Ultima's new vessel. But Clive wasn't having any of that. But then Barnabas says that free will is nothing but a delusion that bars you from the path to greatness. Yeah, okay, dude. Narcissistic much? Anyways, he then drops the sword his creation used. Yes, I did say creation, because of what Joshua said previously here. Fun fact, Sleipnir is also the name of Odin's horse. So put 2 and 2 together, and you'll know exactly what I'm getting at. So then after that, he then pulls out Odin's sword, Zentetsuken, and Clive ends up priming and charges at him, only to get knocked back by Barnabas's kick attack. Exhausted from the previous fight, he tries to get back up, only for him to get slashed by the shockwave of Odin's sword, rendering him unconscious. Ouch, that's gotta hurt really bad. So while Joshua gets Clive to safety, Jill turns into Shiva and ends up fighting against Barnabas in Clive's stead. And we already know what happens next, so no need for me to explain any further, other than the fact that Clive made a full recovery, because he is a Giga Chad. Anyways, I'll let you guys get back to it.
Stand still!
Phoenix, are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
In earnest then.
Can you go on?
I think so. But to where?
What did you do to Joshua?
The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. And all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we destroy the last of the Mother Crystals and restore balance to the world.
Come. Do you truly think it's so simple? The Blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
Keep it. As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate.
However much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no!
Trust me, Jill.
We don't have to do this.
But we do. If only to remind you of your duty. In the short time since our last meeting, you have grown much. Yet as a vessel, I fear my lord will still find you lacking. All this fire and fury, and for what? Stopping the Blight? A foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man.
How dare you?
You know naught of this world nor of our place in it. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be gods. Defend yourself!
Huh? Guard.
Too slow. Nice try.
I have seen enough. If reason cannot sway you,
the mantle you've been given. And thus is the light of hope severed. You would yield so soon.
Never.
Clive!
Do you not see? Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos, you wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God.
No.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn everyone Akashic?
Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation! And abandon everything we hold dear!
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours. And not your gods!
With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become.
Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ash is not far. I could freeze a path.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try. Don't look back!
What do you think, Clive?
Then we're too late.
Damn it. They're all turned. There's nothing we can do.
I wouldn't say nothing. No quarter gap!
No quarter!
Stay down! Nice try.
Time stop.
Here they come!
Come and come and come. I don't want to die here, Clive.
Then don't!
Get over here!
Time stop.
Falcon Punch!
It isn't over yet. Of course it bloody isn't.
Get over here!
Too slow. Let's try.
Falcon Punch!
And then along came Suki Girl, this bossy the pole.
It's over. Well, that's new. So I expected it flow like all the rest.
Get over here!
Time stop.
Falcon Punch!
And then along came Suki Girl, this bossy the pole.
over here!
Time stop.
Wins!
Falcon Punch! Falcon Punch!
Let's try.
And then along came Sue. He hurled his thumb to the post.
What's one more, eh, Toggle? Furukanta!
Get over here!
Time stop.
Falcon Punch!
Nice try. Nice more!
Falcon Punch!
And then along came Sue. He hurled his thumb to the post.
It's over! Why?
The blade must ever feed if her edge is to remain keen.
Butcher. What care you for these worthless creatures? They are nothing. Weak from the moment of their conception, ever longing for power not theirs to command, they turn unfailingly upon themselves. Like sheep
They roam in filthy flocks, eager to trample those few gifted a fleece of gold. Or that they might feel contentment with their pitiful existence. Prejudice and persecution, severance and strife, every earthly wrong springs from the malice in men's hearts. Malice born of the pain and suffering that is free will. Its corruption is gnawed at your being from the very moment of your birth.
You're wrong. It is no corruption. It is who I am. Every choice I make, right or wrong, gives me reason to carry on. And carry on I shall. Not as a puppet, but as a man. Which are you?
There was a time I too thought those the only choices.
What?
Long ago, God granted man the gift of magic. And with that gift did he build great civilizations. Yet over time, man lost sight of the gift's true meaning, stepping from the path of shared prosperity to one of avarice. He abandoned his creator for sword and flame, and through his folly, beckoned the blight. Yet, there were those few who refused to turn their eyes from the heavens, and they prayed to God that he might lead them back to righteousness. And the Lord, he did answer. Before the worthy shall the gates of paradise open. And so did I spread my arms to the ether, and cast my soul upon its gentle waters. I gave myself unto him. My worth proven, the Lord charged me thus. If your kind are to find salvation, they must be made to serve. You see, paradise lies but a single step away. Could we only take it? Could we only leave our transgressions behind? For none save the pure of heart and mind may set foot in the new world. I will save us. But it all begins and ends with you. You are the key, Mythos. And with this humble offering, shall I prove my faith once more.
So you forsook your kingdom. You forsook yourself to serve. Tell me, how is that living? What you seek to provide is not salvation. It's anything but. Life is about always having a choice. Take that away, and we might as well be dead.
Very well. Come then. Show us the strength of your will.
It's not the strength of my will that should worry you, but the weakness of yours.
the stronger. Prove it! By this day's end, you shall know the truth. Show me more! I'm tired of this. Must I show you?
Blessed with the might of a god, let's stay and fight like a man.
You will
Falcon Punch! Stand up, friend! And then along came to he hurled his thunderbolt.
God chose you to serve as his vessel, and you cling to this foolish notion of hope when there is none. Fuck!
Desperate, are we?
Finally, we can begin! You have been shown the path. Now you must follow it. Free yourself, Mythos. You will not defeat me otherwise.
We'll see. Perhaps you stole the fire of persuasion.
When will you see? Get over here!
Time stop.
Falcon Punch!
Enough, Mythos!
Let's try. Counter!
Stand up, friend! And then along came to he hurled his thunderbolt.
But I cannot be.
Defeated? You admitted defeat the moment you turned your back on us. When you turned your back on the truth, Barnabas. We are not as weak as your god believes. Damn it. What are you waiting for? Men know nothing of strength. But you will. You dare! Could it be you have made a weapon of your weakness? My apologies. You are not the fool I took you for. And so it ends. No! Don't tell me you are tired, Mythos! Your stubborn defiance has stirred my long-becalmed heart, filling it with a joy that I have not known for generations! I had thought the tantalizing kiss of self-indulgence a dream forever out of reach. And now that its sweet ruin courses through my veins, I shall not be quick to relinquish it. Show me your work, Mythos, that I might revel in it!
presence is proof of the Lord's grand design.
I'll never serve your god!
Stand up, friend! And then along came to he hurled his thunderbolt.
Falcon Punch!
Get over here!
Time stop.
Stand up, friend! And then along came to he hurled his thunderbolt.
Falcon Punch!
The day is at an end.
And we both know the truth. It is I who stand victorious. My will that prevailed.
Your will? No. It was his. Clive Rossfield.
Now this, ladies and gentlemen, and everywhere in between, is where the endgame starts. So strap on in as I tell you about the events that happen after the Odin fight, along with some other stuff I neglected to mention, such as right after the fight out at sea, and after the fight at the abandoned village of Esla, as well as something else you may or may not be interested in. So stick around as I do yet another lore dive segment. Also, I do like to apologize. I did say this was going to be shorter than the last segment, but there is definitely a lot more to cover here, so hope you at least have some snacks and drinks on hand, because this is going to be a long one. So, like I said earlier in the video, you can skip this using the timestamp in the description below. And without further ado, let's start off with the aftermath of the fight at the village of Esla. So right after clearing out all the Akashic forces in the area, Odin, the Warden of Darkness, and the legendary Knight of the Steel-Bladed Sword, quite the mouthful on that one, makes an appearance and decides to trap Clive, Gav, and Torgal inside the village with only the path to the Tower of Reverie open to them. After collecting themselves on what to do next, they then search around town for any survivors who haven't turned Akashic, and eventually stumbled upon a house uphill. They then enter the place, only to see a young lady laying off to the side. Fearing for her life, they approach her, and with both sides at odds with each other, they decide to talk things out while Torgal guards the place. We can also see that she is expecting a baby, and Gav kindly asks her what happened here. She then goes on to explain to them that the skies have changed because of the Arche, which is another name derived off of the Primogenesis spell that Ultima casted earlier. She then goes on to say that with only her and the baby left remaining, she fled to this village, and with the Akashic soldiers roaming around, she had nowhere else to go to. She also says that the Arche was a story told by their grandparents. And with these types of stories, they're usually either a load of baloney, or they somehow come to fruition in the distant future. It's a 50-50 scenario that comes into effect when it comes to storytelling, whether in video games, TV shows, movies, and even anime too. So don't take them too lightly. Always listen to your elders. With the exception of those who constantly lie to people on the daily basis. Those kind of people are the worst. Anyways, Clive asks where all of the other people went after going mad, and she figuratively points them in the direction of Reverie Tower, where her husband was also said to be at as well. They then start walking out while talking about why Edda, that's also the name of the woman inside, is still in one piece. Clive thinks it's because of the baby inside her. Maybe, but let's move on to some more analyzing of what's happened. Starting with Joshua, because he went along with Clive and Gav to Ash so that he could learn more about Ultima and his plans for Clive. And it turns out, it wasn't just Clive that he wanted, but the combined power of both Ifrit and Phoenix, as well as the power of all the other icons that Clive took, including that of Odin, which he obtains later on. After witnessing all of that, we're then back to Aesla, where Clive asks Gav to stay by Edda's side while he goes and fights against Odin by himself. Not without Torgal, you're not! Anyways, Clive then states that if he doesn't return alive, Gav would need to bring her and Joshua back to the Enterprise and head straight back to the hideaway. There's also a theme that goes on throughout the premise of the game following the time skip, that Gav would take over as the next Cid if Clive ends up dead somehow, but he still manages to pull through every single time. Which is insane to say the least, but that's just how it is. Speaking of the Enterprise, let me show you a glimpse of what happens after Clive and Jill make it out of the ocean alive.
I hope the others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice where it led.
Now, as you could tell by the clip I showed, both Clive and Jill share a romantic moment together at a beach in Western Ash. And of course, they're naked. Still, I can't show you the rest of it, even though it's a tender and sweet loving moment between two lovebirds. YouTube would still not approve of it, because it's not educational content. Like, get your shit together already! Pardon the language. We now move on to after the Odin fight, and we see that the barrier that was placed around not only the village, but mostly all of Western Ash, up to where the wall is guarding the kingdom of Waloed, has disappeared. Meanwhile, the capital city of Dhalmekia, known as Randala, gets overrun by Akashic forces, and Lord Byron, Clive's uncle, goes to seek help from Eugene Haville, a former field marshal of the Dhalmekian Republic and an acquaintance of Byron's. Despite the ongoing catastrophe that is happening around them, yeah, Lord Byron is the kind of rich guy that does his own thing and flaunts his money around to get what he wants, though he is a pretty decent fighter nonetheless. Anyways, they both help in barricading the room they're in, and with overwhelming odds on the enemy side, end up pushing through the door and start going on the offensive. With only Byron and Eugene remaining, they fight off the remaining soldiers while they talk about how Byron wants to borrow some manpower from Eugene to help out his nephew Clive against the kingdom of Waloed. But being as he is an outlaw, Eugene refuses because he doesn't want any of his men to die for nothing. But Byron tells him that they are both of the same mind and that he also wants the same thing. However, like Eugene says, a handful of men cannot go up against an entire kingdom. And with only one Akashic soldier left standing, some backup arrives in the form of Dion and his Legion of Dragoons. Right now you're probably wondering, what? Why is he here? Shouldn't he be dead? Actually, I forgot to mention this in the lore segment at the beginning of the video. However, if I bring up this cutscene here, well, actually it's a still image, but there. You can see him lying on the bed next to Joshua. Now, I'll be going over what happened with Dion over the course of the mid-game up until this point, so listen closely, okay? Alright, after waking up and leaving the hideaway, he then goes back to the Crystalline Dominion, still not recovered from his wounds, mind you, and sees the destruction laid before him, caused by not only his rage while transformed into Bahamut, but by the destruction of the Mother Crystal after Ifrit beat the living hell out of him, not once, but twice. Anyways, he mentions that all of it was his fault, and a little girl out in the distance, while tending to a survivor of the destroyed capital, sees Dion collapsed on the ground and rushes to aid him. Now this girl here, known as Medicine Girl, but then learned later that her name is actually Kahil, or Kahel, however you want to pronounce it. An interesting name to say the least. Anyways, She made an appearance during the time skip at the city of Cosnice, offering medicine to those who need it, including that of Jill, but got turned down by her. And sorry I wasn't able to show that earlier, but now you know. So while Clive and them sailed to pursue Odin's ship, Cahill brings Dion into an abandoned house that she lived at, and overnight, he eventually woke up again, and after she noticed that, went out to fetch some fresh water from the well nearby. After drinking it up, Dion looks out the windows and sees lanterns floating on the river, and Cahill mentions that they guide lost spirits toward their resting place. As dark as that may sound, it's actually similar to what Japanese folks do out in the countryside during certain festivals, as you can see here. Then Dion, while looking at his lance, tells himself that it all wasn't just Ultima's doing, but his own fault as well, and that he would atone for the sin he has committed, and that the burden would be his to bear. Cahill then comes in and mentions that his wounds are healed due to her poultices, a form of healing paste made with herbs, plants, and all the sort, and has tried to sell them on multiple occasions. Oh, you poor sweet girl. With Dion not having any money to pay her, she kindly states that she just wanted to help him out since he's a royal prince and all. Well now, wasn't that nice of her? Anyways, Dion then gets off of the bed and grabs his weapon before leaving and kindly thanks her for the help. They then promise to meet up again someday, and after all of that, Dion walks out of the house and catches a gust of wind. Then he looks up to the moon and mentions that he owes Joshua a favor. Another thing I should mention too is that Joshua and Dion were close friends since childhood. So that's what I meant by him owing Joshua a favor. Anyways, it all leads to the present day where Dion and his dragoons safely secure Byron and Eugene from the Akashic forces. Dion then notices one of his subordinates named Terrence, who is also Dion's lover. And yep, you guessed it, he was also mentioned before. However, I'll let you all research this on your own because I don't want to have to waste any more time than necessary. Anyways, Dion notices him talking to another soldier, and after the conversation was done, then brings Terrence over and tells him to go see Cahill at the ruins of Twinside, the former capital city of the Crystalline Dominion. He then questions Dion's decision, and then he mentions that she has helped him in the past and wants to repay her, but couldn't do so himself because of his redemption arc. He then gives money to Terrence and tells him to take care of her in his stead, but then Terrence gets all emotional and tells him that he cannot leave his side, but Dion says otherwise, and says that in order to be worthy of forgiveness, he must earn it by himself. And after a heartfelt goodbye, Terrence leaves, and Dion is left contemplating the decision he has made. Sometime later, Joshua and Gav, along with Edda, wait patiently for Clive to return to Isla. He then barges in after a grueling battle against Odin and declares that the king of Waloed is now dead. We then see Edda crying on the table because of what Clive has told her, that everyone, including her husband, are all gone. But Gav also adds that so is their killer, and she is now safe from harm. For now. Clive then tells Gav that they need to talk, So they all go outside, and Gav says that as much as he would like to go with Clive and Joshua to Stonehere, the capital city of Waloed, he would rather want to see Etta to safety, and Clive agrees. Especially because everyone at the hideaway would want to know exactly what happened here. Etta thanks the two lords for helping her, and both her and Gav set out back to the Enterprise. After which Clive and Joshua then talk about what happened with Barnabas, like how he was a Kashyyyk all this time. And he did so by choice? Why? And all to serve under Ultima? Of all people? That's crazy! All the lives he snuffed out just because he truly wanted to save his own people. But Ultima used that to his advantage, just like he used all the other dominants in his disposal. That guy is despicable! Anyways, Clive starts questioning their own existence in life, but Joshua states that they are both dominants, and that it is their fate to wield the powers of the icons that dwell within their bodies. He also states that they shouldn't have to accept their fate, and that they should fight against it. They gotta fight for the right to deny it, and fight for the sake of their sins. Which sounds kinda bad, actually. Why would you wanna... whatever. Anyways, I also mentioned at the ending of the first lore segment of this video that the destruction of the Mother Crystals was all part of Ultima's master plan, but that wasn't actually mentioned before until Barnabas told Clive all about it before his eventual death. So that was my bad. So Clive mentions that to Joshua, and also says that they were absorbing the ether from the land, which was the sole reason for the Blight's appearance in the first place. After questioning Ultima on what he stands to gain from it all, Joshua then tells him about his findings at the stronghold in Western Ash, containing information about Ultima's true goal. That goal in particular was to have a fleet with all of the Icon's powers, aside from Leviathan the Lost, combined with Phoenix, just like they did up in the skies of Twinside, and then Ultima would use that as his new vessel to control. All for the sake of conjuring a spell that I theorize to be similar to that of the Big Bang, which is even more crazy to say the least. But then after all that was said and done, the Rossfield brothers finally start heading over to Stonehere. Phew! I did say it was a long one. Hopefully you enjoyed that nonetheless. And I'll see you guys at the end screen. Goodbye for now.
Not an untold soldier in sight. Then we end their suffering.
Time stop.
Well. Too slow. Okay. Okay. Let's dance.
get past Ultima. He's made nothing easy so far.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Joshua, can you go on?
Do I have a choice?
Cut.
Blizzard!
Too slow. Nice try.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Falcon Punch!
Joshua, this one's bigger than the others.
Cut.
By the look of it.
Falcon Punch!
Nice try.
Okay. Let's dance!
Time stop.
Cut.
Falcon Punch!
That's a behemoth. Who'd be mad enough to tame such a beast? Stand back. Get up. Here it comes. Well, what are we waiting for? Nope.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance as we like! No! Stand back! I'll conjure a ward! Joshua! Desperate times. Clive, no! Trust me. I'm your shield, remember? I think this might be a job for a freak! Why would you turn to him, brother? When we fight together. That wasn't too bad. That was just the beginning.
You're too slow! You're too slow!
Nope.
Time stop.
slow! You're too slow!
Okay. Let's dance!
Elta's corruption knows no bounds. We cannot allow it to spread any further.
And we won't. Nice try.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Clyde?
Of course there's more. There's always fucking more. Nice try.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Falcon Punch!
Nice try. Too slow.
Falcon Punch!
Clive, you mustn't summon it, creature. Not yet. So I should let the burden fall to you? Yes, you should. Save your strength for the Mother Crystal.
Farewell!
Time stop.
What must is have eaten to grow so big?
You don't want to know.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Falcon Punch!
Is that
Ifrit, or what's left of him?
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being. The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction. But she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do, why we nursed you and fed you, as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
to right your wrongs. If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are. The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation?
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
My friends, my family. We have all suffered, all fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. But it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's ours.
Bow down, offenders, hearts disdained.
Your juice, your juice, your juice, your juice.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
fate may not be sublimed through game standing. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals incapable even of contrition, in fitting season shall we reap our harvest.
You're too slow!
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Gifted this chance, and still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now? The darkness bends. He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto us.
You're too slow! You're too slow!
Kneel before us.
Time stop.
Okay. Let's dance!
Alright, now it's time for the final boss of Final Fantasy XVI. But before we go on with that, I'll let you all know in advance there won't be any more lore dives this time around. However, I will mention that before the encounter with Ultima's Necron form in a place called the Interdimensional Rift, he goes on to explain to Clive and Joshua the history of Bellisthea and the gods that created it, including himself, through 3 different cutscenes involving stone slabs scattered around the area. Feel free to research that on your own, if you want. But also, I will not be showing the ending scene after the final boss along with the endgame credits, because this whole video took me over a week to get finished. So you better be leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button, as well as hitting that notification bell so that you may be notified about my latest videos. So instead of doing a whole lore dive on this boss in particular, I will show you the cutscenes and the pre-fight that leads towards the final boss encounter, so that you can experience it all in one sitting. Hope you've all enjoyed this video to the fullest, and without further ado, let's jump right into the action.
Make sure you do this time. Oh, and while you're at it... Clive, if you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this. Well, behave yourself, Mid.
We'll see.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Thank you, Yote. I'm sorry.
Your Grace, I shall pray for your safe return.
That's kind of you. But you should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand. Again.
You needn't fear, Lady Taya. And thank you.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, 2. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that's never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
We'll do our best, Uncle.
That'll be well.
If that is all?
Not quite. Jill.
It's time, isn't it?
It is. Take care of him. And you. You take care of her too, boy.
Don't forget, Clive. We all choose our own path. Believe in yours. I do.
I'll be back. I promise. I love you, Jill.
I know. I love you too.
Now, we have a god to kill.
Here they come! Hold on, Joshua! Already am!
So, this is Origin.
far cry from heaven.
Where it all began, where it all begins, our arc. Your architect.
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered. Here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell, for fear that we might have need of it once again. But you have come at last. And now we shall be truly complete.
Well? There's 3 of us, and 1 of him. Let's make it count.
Dominance. We will show you what it means to suffer. surrender, this unpleasantness could have been avoided.
Clive! Clive! No. Thank the Founder. Did I mention you look terrible?
That makes two of us.
Oh, I'll be alright.
And Dion. Take my hand.
No, I told you, I'll be...
Come on.
Thank you.
Press on.
Always.
I'm sorry about Dion.
Don't be. Please. He did what he had to do.
And it's time we did the same. Should we stop?
Because of the cough. No, I think we're past that, Clive.
I suppose we are.
That light, so cold. So empty. We're close, aren't we?
It seems that way. But I don't want to think what could be waiting for us in there.
Then think instead of those waiting for us at home. Clive.
They can't be.
But they are. This is the Nexus. A wellspring of life. Yours and ours. As we watch the world stumble slowly to its dark end, it was here we pledged a new beginning. And now, with the ether we have harvested, I shall raise my kin from their eternal slumber. That together we may usher in a new age of reason.
This was never about creation. Only self-preservation. You condemned an entire world so that you alone might escape death.
Alone. Him. Alone. Clive. I think I understand. He...
They sacrificed their flesh to become beating hearts of crystal that pumped the land's lifeblood from the depths of the earth unto this very chamber. And thus would they labor still, long after their work was done, had you not set them free.
You meant for us to destroy the mother crystals. It's what you wanted all along.
You have our gratitude, Newthos. In this you have served us well. You have both served us well. Welcome home, brother.
Joshua.
I thought it was me, but It wasn't my grasp that grew weaker. It was theirs that grew stronger.
Joshua! No!
And now we can become one.
Clive. Don't speak. Shh. The one possessed of the destructive flames of Ifrit and the healing flames of the Phoenix. This, I once believed, would be Ultima's true form. But I was wrong. I see it now. Why you will never become Ultima's vessel.
I don't care. Just hold on.
Listen to me, Clive. You remember the murals? People once knew that Ultima was their god. That he created them. And they worshipped him, prayed to him, looked to him for guidance. In vain. In vain. For he did not listen, did not acknowledge our will, and so we strayed from his path to forge one of our own. So absorbed was he in his own desires, so driven by his own will alone, that he shunned the one thing that could have made him truly powerful. Faith. The same faith people now place in you. Faith that you will fulfill their dream, Sid's dream, of creating a better world for us. Faith that you will follow in Father's footsteps and save those who need saving most. Faith that you will answer Jill's plea to save yourself. The difference is, Clive, that you chose to listen, and that is what has steeled our bonds. Bonds that helped you stand firm when Ultima's pull was at its strongest. His power may be absolute, but so is ours. And so will yours be. With my light in your heart, not even a god might stop us.
Joshua! Don't do it, you'll...
Enough, Clive. My body is too far gone. If the wound does not take me, the curse will.
Open your eyes! Open your eyes, Damien! Why? Why did you do this? Joshua! Joshua!
And thus does the final piece fall into place. The incantation primed, but one task remains. To empty the vessel.
Still here. With me to the end.
Even now, you would deny the inevitable.
As we always have. And always will. On this, my sword, I swear, to shield the Firebird's flame forevermore.
Okay. Let's dance!
Time stop.
Get over here!
Countless centuries have I waited for this moment. This moment in which I might revel in my creation, only to find it profaned, and so it must be cleansed. Unexpected. How is it that your will yet endures?
Because it's not so easily broken.
But it can be broken. And I shall see it so. For such is my will. forbidden force feeds these flames. I sense more here than mere will. Is this Logos? Have you truly become free? No, I forbid it. You are not a god. You are but flesh and bone. You are not one of us. I created you, all of you. And what is mine is mine to destroy.
Once, perhaps. But we are no longer yours. Our flames are our own, and they burn as one!
Damned is the slave who will turn the spirit upon his master! is inviolable. Something is wrong.
You're afraid. You always have been. From the moment the Blight exposed what you were, weak, you conceived us to prove otherwise. But the results shook you to the core. For in us you saw yourself, and realized we had the potential to be more than you could ever be, and so you turned your back on your creation. Your back on the world, like the coward you are.
You think you know me? You know nothing, Logos. Nothing! Bathed in light, I stand above you, my rebirth complete. And you, for your defiance, shall pay the proper price. An eternity of anguish.
Anguish. Pain. Suffering. You have known none of these. But we have. So we know what they grant. They bring us together. And that makes us strong.
Thunder roar!
Nope.
Okay. Let's dance!
Time stop.
Get over here!
Thunder!
Earth unyielding.
Titan!
It is not yours to take.
Nope.
Time stop.
Okay. vanish.
No, mine is the altar at which you pray. Mine are the eyes that look down upon you all.
And yet still you cannot see. You are no better than us. We are one and the same.
We are not the same. No man will stand beside me. Not.
Okay. Let's dance!
Time stop.
I will be done. Witness my creation.
Get over here!
Flames of forgiving!
With me, Phoenix. Forevermore. So sure of your place atop the world, you refuse to acknowledge those below. You chose to remain alone. And so you shunned the one thing that could have made you stronger. Pushed away the hands that could have raised you higher.
I do not need you, you or anyone.
And that is where we are different. I could not have made it here on my own. I carry with me the hopes and dreams of my brothers, my sisters. And it is they who will give me the strength to end your reign.
I cannot end. I am the end.
Okay. Let's dance!
Time stop.
The only fantasy here is yours. And we shall be its final witness. I said... It's over!
Welcome! Punch!
Hey there! Hope you've enjoyed the video to the fullest, because I have more content where that came from. Check out more of my videos like the ones on either side of me, or check out my socials, links in the description. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified about my latest videos. Hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out.